Hey guys, how's it going? So today's texture pack is called the Megacraft Classic texture pack for Minecraft 1.5.2. Now I am a little bit curious as to why this texture pack hasn't gotten any kind of attention. This texture pack is based on Megaman. You would assume, a title with Megaman would at least give it a lot more views than it should, especially since I know a lot of us are a bunch of Megaman fans. Maybe not the character specifically, but fan of the games? I believe so. My favorite character is Bass, or Bass, however you guys want to pronounce it. I call it Bass, because it's fun. I don't care if I just made a lot of you guys just like, no! Just gotta get mad at me because I said it wrong. But anyways, this texture pack is really interesting, so I decided to go ahead and review it for you guys, and let's continue. Let's just start off with this review. So like right here is the sun. Beautiful, majestic looking sun. And then over here is the wooden gate and the wooden fence, the grass and dirt terrain with the wheat and flowers in the background. Then we have the ender dragon, not the ender dragon, dragon egg, and then the end stone, and then the end portal. The end portal does have a lot of animations, and what I will say about this texture pack is that the animations and particles are moving a little bit too quickly for my taste, to be very honest with you guys. But let's just go ahead and start off by going into the end. So right here what I'm standing on top of is the obsidian, and when you fly over here or hover, or you won't spawn or hover like that, this is pretty much the alien. A lot of you guys already know where this comes from, and you guys should probably. If you don't, you might want to go ahead and grab a Mega Man game and sit down and play it. But the end stone is a little bit trippy, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The ender dragon hasn't been changed, but the obsidian and the end stone have been changed, and the enderman. The beacon for the ender dragon did not change, along with the rays that fire out. It would have been pretty cool if it did change, but it's fine. You don't have to see it. But anyways, let's continue by showing you guys the overworld. So right here we have the iron bars or the iron fence, whichever you guys really use it for, and then the sugar canes. Next we have the cobblestone, the stone, the diamond, the gold, the iron, the gold, the lapis, and the redstone. And then the bedrock and the rest of the stones. Now, even though this texture pack could be detailed a little bit more differently, it's really decent. It's really not that bad, so go right ahead and continue, or go right ahead and to try it out. I personally love it, and I actually am using it. I don't care what anybody says, I'm using it. The netherrack, it's a little weird how it's blue, but I do love the way that the way the color looks, so I let it slide there. Along with the whole nether fence being blue, it's actually really cool. I really personally would have loved, for us to be able to color our own wood, our own blocks, specifically kind of like how we do with the wool. But I found it really interesting that the nether fence is blue and the nether rack is blue. So right here's the pumpkin, like if they're being harvested, and then the wheat, and then right here is the nether portal, along with the obsidian around it, and obviously that's the only way to make another portal, but I'm just showing you guys it anyways. So let's go ahead and jump inside the nether and let's check it out. So right here is the nether. It's really, really interesting because the fire animation and the lava seem to be a little bit more brighter, along with the glowstone. Like everything you look around, the moment you see a trail of lava or any kind of light source, it really does stand out. As you guys can see over here from this terrain, or as far as I'm showing you guys, you can clearly see how far it goes, and even the zombie pigmen have been changed a lot more different too, as you guys can see it here. But don't worry, I will spawn it out when I go ahead and show you guys the mobs. So let's go ahead and show you guys the rest of this texture pack. But this is the nether, and it's a really smooth texture pack, even with the insane amount of particles and movement that goes along inside this texture pack. So let's go over here and show you guys the trees. Look at the trees. They're all calm and peaceful. It would be pretty funny if like a meteor just like smashed and destroyed this world. It would have been perfect timing. But anyways, right here is the water. The water does have a little bit of like, what would you call it, like a reflecting detail, reflecting the light, kind of shimmering thing. Well, that's what it looks like to me, and that's what I want to call it. But that's the animation movement for the water. The color is perfect and everything else is perfect. And then right here is the repeater, comparator, I think that was right, comparator, right, am I right? That's right. And then the soul sand, the redstone torch, power row, glowstone, the furnace, the enchantment table, the mostly used anvil, the partly used anvil, and the freshly new anvil, the jungle plank, and the jungle block. Then it's the emerald block, the emerald ore, and the emerald design in the middle, which I love the fact that it's the screws. I call it screws. I could personally be completely wrong, but I call it that. So if you guys are a big Mega Man fan, or bigger than I am, then you can go right ahead and correct me on anything you want. This is your moment to shine and show a remix that you have more knowledge than me on Mega Man, because you probably will do. Personally, my knowledge with it is probably like, what, 10, 20, 30%? But right here is the ender chest, and then the chisel block. So GUI has been changed, but the font did not change. Unfortunately, it would have been pretty cool to see like a little Megaman font going through it, but it's alright, you know, it's still pretty good. So next we have, like I said, the GUI has been changed. Even the armor detail inventory, it's going to start flickering when you guys try to equip your stuff, and even the destroy item. Just pretty much like everything has been changed detailed differently, as you can see here when I press escape. So it's pretty good. It's really, really good. And now let's go ahead and show you guys the nether quartz ore, the quartz block, the chisel, the pillar has animations, and then the block of redstone, and then the dropper, and then or hopper dropper, and then the activator rail, and then the snow panes all around the gravel. Now here are the picture frames inside, or these are the items inside the picture frames. My mistake. I don't know why it repeated. Oh, look at that. That's interesting. The music discs, the mob eggs, everything has been changed. Even the nether star looks really interesting, which is the top right. Well, now it's the top right, but it's the top left in that area. Here's the cobblestone wall. Here's the moss stone wall. There's the pot, the skeleton, the creeper, your Steve skin. Would have been pretty nice if it was a regular Mega Man skin. Would have been a really good idea. Just putting it out there. And then a zombie skin, and then wither skin. And then here is the beacon. So wolves have not been changed, but guess what? As you guys already saw the zombie pigmen and the enderman being detailed differently, even some villagers are detailed differently, just like this one here. Which kind of reminds me of... What's that character am I thinking of? It's not Mega Man, is it? No, it's not. The mushrooms aren't changed, but the chickens have been changed. The pigs haven't been changed, but the sheep have. As for the cows, they haven't been changed at all. But here is the zombie. This is how the zombie looks. Durr! That's what it looks like to me, and that's what it sounds like to me. So we just go ahead and spawn out the creeper, skeleton, and enderman and zombie pigmen again, so you guys can see it at a much more clearer and well-lit area. Let me just grab this here. There's the enderman. There's the zombie pigman. Let me just press F1. Scroll over here, and this is the creeper. I spawned out a few. I spawned out 3 because just in case you know, there's a different detail on it. I'm changing the time because it's getting dark. Okay, that's probably a little too dark. Let me do that again. Time set. Whoops, 5,000. There we go. But this is the creeper skin. This is how it looks. And now let's go ahead and spawn out the skeleton. Let me just spawn out a few here, just in case. But this is the skeleton texture design. It's really cool. I love it. I honestly love it. And then again, here is a closer view of the enderman. Yeah. And the zombie pigmen. And that's pretty much it. I'm not too sure if the spiders are, but for the most part, these mobs are detailed differently. And, I mean, hey, it's a Mega Man texture pack. And here's the flowers on the left and right side. Torches on the left and right side. Really interesting fire animation, you know, image. Just look at that thing. Look at that. Embrace it for a second there. Right here is the redstone torches. This is the lighter color of wool. And this is the darker color of wool. And then here's the ladders. So what Mega Man series was your guys' favorites? Because honestly, I really did enjoy Star Force and Mega Man Battle Network. I was a fan of the original when I used to watch it as a kid. But those two seem to be a little bit more of like my style. I mean, I loved it. So right here's the flowing water animation. And then back there's the cactus. And there's also a bunch of different picture designs. I'm gonna have a new section now where I actually show you guys the different pictures and images. Right here's the minecart and the boat. But I figured right now would probably be a better idea if I just let that to you guys. You guys can check it out. Then here's the wooden pressure plates on the bottom. Glowstone on left and right side. Levers on left and right side. Trap doors right here. Stone pressure plates on top of the moss stone. And then here's the iron door on the left and the wooden door on the right. This looks really cool, and I would have seriously loved it if the way you open it is if the thing scrolls up and then it scrolls down when you close it. That would have been pretty cool, but it would have been a little bit difficult because you wouldn't know if it was going to, you know, close or not. But I guess that's what pressure plates are for. And then right here again is the fire animation, the lava and the still lava, netherrack, the cobweb, redstone wiring, another picture frame, mushroom, and lily pads in the back. More rails on the bottom left and right, sticky piston on the right, and regular piston on the left. I should probably move that a little bit closer. And then right here are the glass panes covering the lava from flowing out. Here's another picture. Here's another one. Here's another one. And there's another one. So the cake is a lie. It's definitely a lie. I'm not even sure what I'm staring at. It's probably nothing. But right here is the bed, which is a little bit interesting because, you know, you would usually expect a blanket and a pillow. Well, this one is more of like a computer, you know, table. I mean, that's what it looks like to me. and that's pretty much your bed. So right here is the bookshelves, which looks like a bunch of TVs and hard drives and all that stuff. No, it's actually a meter thing. That's really cool. And then here's the brewing stand, enchantment table again, and the cauldron. Now here's the note blocks, the chest, and the music blocks. So pretty much this is how it looks. So when you open this up, you will see that almost every image is insanely detailed differently. So I will be showing you guys the iron armor and the diamond armor, along with the diamond sword and probably the diamond axe, because it looks a little bit really interesting and it's a little, you know, kind of iffy about it. I want to see if it's really true. But this is the rest of the stuff. Also, this is the Eye of Ender, which is really interesting that it has a radar. Then there's the Ender Pearl, the compass, and the clock. Just pretty much everything about this texture pack has been detailed, from completely detailed, what I should say. It's been so detailed, and it's freaking raining. Let me just clear this weather. Did I clear it? Yes, it's clear. And right here below me is the light sensor, heavy sensor, and the daylight sensor. So let me just go over here, grab out the iron armor, diamond sword, and diamond axe. So let me just do this. Here's the iron armor, which I'm sure we're all familiar with. If you're not, you should probably go ahead and get this game. Yeah. Sorry, I just ran out of, like, my breath just like decided to fail on me in my air. So this is the back side of the iron armor. This is the front side of the iron armor. It's really cool. It's very interesting. Like I said. So next is the diamond armor. The armor that we usually aim for, and I will be grabbing out the diamond axe, and I will be putting that over here. So let me just do this again. F5, this is the back side of the diamond armor, and this is the front side of the diamond armor. And I really love the fact that it works with my beanie. Look at this thing. It works. Instead of it being, you know what it is. It's right here. Look at this. This is crazy. I actually do love it. So right here is the diamond axe. Okay? And it is right. I was right. It does have a little flickering animation, and it's very interesting. And right here is the diamond sword. Don't worry, I will be showing you guys the first person point of views of these items in a sec. But again, look at this thing. Where is it? Where'd it go? There it is. So let me just go ahead and do this again. This is the F1 first person point of view version of when you're holding a diamond axe. And this is the diamond sword. Diamond axe is really trippy. Kind of reminds me of the metal blades. I wish you could throw them out there. It would have been pretty cool. But anyways, you guys, hopefully you do enjoy this review, and hopefully you do enjoy this texture pack. I honestly found it to be very interesting, and I really wanted to get more attention than it already has. I'm surprised it doesn't have more, because it's actually a really decent Mega Man texture pack, and it's one of the very few that I've come across. Like, I don't think I've come across any one of them. It would be pretty interesting to see a Battle Network version for probably like in the 32s or, 64 by 64 resolutions. That would be pretty cool, interesting. But anyways, you guys, take it easy, be safe, and hopefully you guys enjoy my reviews and the content I've been providing. Stay tuned for more videos that are not texture pack based, but they will be based on something more interesting, or to my eyes, I hope it catches your attention. And yeah, again, thank you guys so much for the support. It truly does mean a lot to me, from the likes, the comments, the favorites, and the suggestions to other texture packs. Like I said, I am going through the list, and today when I was going through the ones you guys suggested, I came across this, and I figured I might want to just throw this one out there before I start doing the ones you guys suggested and taking a look at those. And yeah, anyways, you guys, peace out, be safe.